Maternity wear. This happened several years ago. After onboarding a new job, I was told I could hire an assistant. The HR director, Kelly, handed me a stack of resumes, told me about a friend's daughter, and bumped Kat to the top of my interview list. Kat passed the tech test with high scores and interviewed well, so I hired her. Kat showed up to work on time, had a good attitude, performed well on assignments, and was generally a pleasant person all around. After probation, Kat was excited to tell me that her last raise was enough to get an apartment with her BF. It was a couple months after her raise I started to notice Kelly spending an inordinate amount of time talking to Kat. The convos sounded personal, cordial, and Kelly was friends with Kat's mom, so I didn't think much about it. Until one day Kelly barges in my office. "Did you know Kat moved into an apartment with her boyfriend?" Quote, "I might have heard something about that." Well, Kat is pregnant and her mom is devastated, and proceeds to fill me in on the details on Kat's personal life. Uncomfortably, I interrupt, acting like I have a lot going on. This really isn't any of my business. If there's something related to Kat's performance that we need to discuss, please fill me in, but as for me, Kat is doing a great job. A few months pass. Kat's baby bump is starting to show. Kelly is again in my office. Kat is not in compliance with the dress code. Last staff meeting, Kelly handed out a dress code policy with a collage various women's shoes and dresses and suits, presumably cut from fashion magazines, to assist us determine what was acceptable from what was not. I picked up the policy and the clipart sheets with a stare reminiscent of Jack Nicholson's I'm of a mind to make some Mookie Batman Joker scene. Is she wearing something in the not allowed clippings? As I began to spread the clipart around my desk, she isn't wearing maternity clothes, as Kelly points to the bullet about maternity clothes in the policy. Well, the policy clearly says maternity wear is allowed. Kat is clearly pregnant and she is wearing clothes. So, you know what I mean when I say maternity clothes. Clothes from a maternity store. Quote, I told Kelly that I would talk to Kat, which I did. Kat filled me in that there was some drama with her mom not liking her BF, that Kelly is involved, etc., etc. I just told her to read the policy and be sure she complies, and no matter what, to trust me. I had her back. The next day Kelly is in my office telling me that Kat is again not in compliance with the dress code. At this point Kelly knows I'm getting frustrated. Okay, I'll talk to her again. This time I want you present because I'm going to give her a formal warning and assign remedial training. I bring Kat into my office with Kelly present and formally read off my prepared statement, making it clear that it will go into her permanent file. Kat, you were given a verbal warning yesterday to comply with this dress code, because it is not clear to me what is or is not a violation of this policy. You are to report to the HR office 10 minutes early every morning for the next 2 weeks for dress code inspection. Report to me if HR finds your dress unfit. If you are found to be in violation of this policy and are unable to correct your dress before the start of the workday, your employment will be terminated. By the time I'm finished, Kat is tearing up and Kelly is staring at the floor, speechless. I dismiss Kat. I hope that this is the last I hear about this, because if I do, I'll fire her. As Kelly, speechless, walks out of my office, I told Kat not to worry about any of this. We have them where we want them. So, for a week Kat reported to me that her clothes were fine per HR inspection. At the beginning of the second week she was chuckling. Kelly told me that I look very nice today. Attitudes began to change and everyone was smiling. I got called to the red carpet by Jim, the CEO. He tried to keep a straight face as he recited what he heard was going on and asked me to cut the Remedial training short Bekwa it was embarrassing the HR staff. Straight-faced I said, well, Jim, if I stop the remedial training, I'd have to fire Kat. Company policy clearly states that failure to complete a formal remediation plan is immediate termination. It is very clear. There is zero tolerance. You can't fire a pregnant woman for what she wears. I'm asking. No. I'm telling you to stop. Stop following company policy? Quote. Laughing he concedes, okay. I am rescinding that ridiculous dress code policy effective immediately. Sounds like Kelly needed remedial training. Your part. Weaponizing company policy to get Kelly out of your and Kat's hair. I get. Kelly's part escapes me. I'm still baffled by what her goal here with the dress code policy was to begin with. Kelly's shocked reaction to your remedial training gambit suggests she wasn't trying to get Kat fired, which leads to it not being work-related at all, but something to do with their personal lives? The only possible goal I can see there is driving her away from the BF and back to mom. But it doesn't make sense how dress code complaints would accomplish that. You sound like an outstanding person. We need more of you everywhere in the world. Was a very good read. Is there something I miss or I can't connect here? Despite the good ending, were you betting on Kelly wouldn't cause more drama during the daily dress code inspection? How did you know this would work? Nice to actually see some bosses have their employees back. Imagine have a boss with a spine. I wish I could meet Kat just so I could ask what it's like. You're great op. If every manager was half the boss you were, we wouldn't even need subs like anti-work anymore. You're a rare breed, friend. Everybody that works for you is very lucky. The dress policy stated that pregnant women must wear maternity clothes? Fucking hell. What a ridiculous rule. Effectively, you'd be expected to wear maternity wear from the day you return a positive pregnancy test, or women who don't show a bump the whole way through. What if you were post-pregnancy but really loved how comfortable your maternity wear was? Is there anything saying that non-pregnant people are not allowed to wear maternity wear? You have to be the best boss ever. Bosses like you make happy workers. I think my English is not Englishing. How did Op and Kat maliciously comply to the dress code? Was Kelly trying to get Kat fired so she would have to move back into her mother's place? The best story on office politics I have heard. You cut them off at the knees. Best thing I've read all week. I love everything about how this was handled. Well-written story, and entertaining. A win for everyone but Kelly. I don't get why everyone thinks this is such a heartwarming tale. Kelly abused her power. Lol HR. And still has her job? Why is this a happy ending? Love this. Great story. Always nice to see a win for pregnant women. I occasionally deal with workplace discrimination in my line of work and love to see when MC causes a change for the better. Kelly should be fired.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.